Thanks for watching this second video about the new folder feature in Concord. In this video, we'll talk about how to embed subfolders within folders that already exists in Concord, and how to move those subfolders around. To begin, I'd like to show you how to create a subfolder within a larger folder. For example, if I click on the small gray arrow next to my folder Wednesday Readings, to open up that folder and see the lists within it, you can tell that I have lists from 2018 and 2019 within this one folder. If I would like to organize my folder Wednesday Readings a bit more, I could embed two subfolders, one titled 2018 and one titled 2019, in which to put these lists. To create a subfolder within a folder in Concord, what you'll do is click or tap on the three-dot menu next to the name of the folder in which you would like to create a subfolder. Selecting the three-dot menu and then clicking or tapping on Add Folder will open up an area for which you can create a new folder name. I will call this folder 2018 and then click Save. I'll do the same thing again by clicking on the three-dot menu and selecting Add Folder to create another subfolder within my larger folder of Wednesday Readings, and I'll title this folder 2019. I'll hit Save again, and then you can see that within my Wednesday Readings folder, I have two subfolders and a number of lists. Right now, these two subfolders and all of these lists are at the same level. You can tell they're all at the same level because their icons are stacked on top of one another. If I'm interested in moving some of these lists within one of my subfolders, I have a few options. First, I can hover over the name of the list I'm interested in moving to a subfolder, click and hold, or tap and hold the name of that list, and drag it on top of the folder I would like to move it into. When that folder title is highlighted in green, I can release, and my list will automatically be placed within that subfolder. Now you can see that the icon next to my list 122618 is no longer stacked directly underneath the icon for any of these folders above it, which means that the list is embedded in the folder directly above the title of that list. If I'm interested in moving my other lists to similar folders, I can do the same thing, clicking and holding, dragging over the title of the folder I'd like to move it to, and releasing. And you'll see that I am adding lists to the subfolder 2018. Since these readings are from 2019, and I would like to move them to my 2019 folder, I will do the same thing, clicking and holding, dragging, and then waiting until 2019 is highlighted in green. Then I'll release, and that will move this list, into my folder 2019. Another way to move a list into a subfolder like 2018 or 2019 is to click on the three-dot menu next to the name of the list that you are interested in moving. You can then select Move to Folder. Move to Folder will open a pop-up in which you can see all of the folders that you can move this particular list to. Right now, I am in the folder Wednesday Readings. If I'm interested in looking at all of the folders that I have that I could move this list to, I can click on the back arrow and it will show me each of my folders. Any folder that has a small arrow next to it, like this one, means that that folder has subfolders within it that I could also select. I know I would like to keep this particular list within the Wednesday Readings folder, so I will click on the arrow to see what subfolders exist. If I selected Move to Here right now, it would move this list to the Wednesday Readings folder, but would keep it separate from the 2019 or 2018 subfolders. However, I'm interested in moving my list 1919 to the 2019 subfolder, so I will click on that subfolder and then select Move in the bottom right-hand corner of this pop-up. And then you will see that my list 1919 was moved into the subfolder 2019. Going back to our icons, you can see that within Wednesday Readings, we have embedded two subfolders. Within those two subfolders, two lists each. And then we have this one leftover list, which the icon is in line with our other folder icons, which means it is not yet in a folder. I would like to move it to the 2019 folder, so I'm going to select the three-dot menu, click Move to Folder, click 2019, and then select Move. And that will automatically move my list into the subfolder 2019. Now that I am all done organizing my Wednesday Reading folder with two subfolders, each of which have many lists within them, I can collapse my Wednesday Reading folder by clicking the small gray arrow next to the title of that folder. This will help make my Lists Manager view a bit more simple. I'll now show you how to embed folders within embedded folders. Clicking on the small gray arrow for my large folder, Ideas for Work, you can see I have one list and two subfolders within this larger folder, Ideas for Work. Within my subfolder, Qualities to Reflect, I have a number of other folders. I will open up all of the subfolders to show you what it looks like. Here, you can see, looking at this diagonal line of little icons, that within my largest folder, Ideas for Work, I have a subfolder, Qualities to Reflect. Within that subfolder, I have a subfolder, Reflecting Divine Mind. Within that folder, I have a subfolder, Presentations. Within Presentations, I have a subfolder, June 5th Presentations. And within June 5th Presentation, I have two lists, one titled Inspiration and one titled Reading for June 5th Meeting. If you are interested in creating subfolders, you should know that you can only create 5 levels of folders before you receive an error message. I'll show you what I mean by this. For example, here is my first folder, Ideas for Work. My second subfolder is Qualities to Reflect. My third subfolder is Reflecting Divine Mind. My fourth is Presentations, and my fifth is June 5th Presentation. I cannot create any more subfolders within this larger folder within Qualities to Reflect. I'll show you. If I try to make another level here, I'll click on the three-dot menu, I'll select Add Folder, and I'll get this error message that says we can only have 5 levels of nested folders. Do not worry though, because if you are interested in making only one level of subfolder, for example, right now I could have Ideas for Work, Thoughts on Love, Qualities to Reflect, and then make another folder at this same level, that would be fine. It's only when you're making subfolders within subfolders within subfolders that you can only go 5 levels deep. If you would like to move a folder from a nested folder from one area to another area, you can do so using the three-dot menu. For example, say I had originally wanted my June 5th presentation folder to be embedded a few levels down my larger folder, Qualities to Reflect. But now that we're getting close to June 5th, I would like to move it to a more accessible place, maybe right up here next to my list on Joy. To do that, I'll come next to the title June 5th, Select the three-dot menu, and then click Move to Folder. Right now that you can see that my June 5th presentation is within the folder Presentations. I don't want it there, so I'm going to click the back arrow, and I'm going to continue to click the back arrow all the way until I get to my main folder menu. Here, I'm going to select Ideas for Work and simply click Move here. This means that my folder June 5th presentation will not be embedded within Thoughts on Love or Qualities to Reflect, but will reside at the same level as these folders. I'll click Move here and show you what that looks like. Now you can see that the icon next to my June 5th presentation is in line with the icon for my list on joy, the icon for my folder on Thoughts on Love, and my icon for the folder Qualities to Reflect. With all the icons in a line, these folders and lists are all at the same levels. And it is not until you get to Reflecting Divine Mind that you see the icon has moved over, and therefore Reflecting Divine Mind has to be a subfolder of Qualities to Reflect. I can check that these two folders are subfolders embedded within Qualities to Reflect by selecting the small gray arrow next to Qualities to Reflect. When I select that small gray arrow, all of the subfolders within Qualities to Reflect will disappear. Creating subfolders within other folders is a nice way to help organize lists if you have many different lists on many different topics. A quick way to see all of the lists that you have is to click on the Expand button. This will open up all of your folders and subfolders so you can really get a sense of the different lists you have. To consolidate your workspace and make your Lists Manager easier to view, you can collapse subfolders, and you'll be left with only those main folders once again. Thanks for watching this video, and be sure to check out our other help videos on the Concord Support page.